We about to have a story for y'all right now. You've never heard this story before. It's the first time we've told this story in full publicly ever. The Build Back Better fight, to me, that fight captures everything that's wrong with our government in one situation. So we both were elected in 2020. We won our elections in 2020.
Yeah.
In 2020, this was the middle of COVID.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, my God.
This was a couple of weeks. I won my primary a couple of weeks after George Floyd was lynched in front of the American people. When we both were sworn in, it was still COVID.
Yes.
Right? And so people weren't working anymore, right? People didn't have money to buy groceries.
It's tough.
The economy was shut down. So we introduced some legislation to respond to that. The American Rescue Plan, we passed some other legislation.
Yes.
The next big one to restart the whole economy was Build Back Better.
Build Back Better.
And Biden was really clear. He wanted to pass Build Back Better and the infrastructure bill, right? And progressives held the line to make sure we did both at the same time.
Well, we held the line, but there was some conversations that had to be had before we even decided to hold the line. Correct. Because we were saying we want to make sure that the climate investment was there because many of the groups were saying, hey, this isn't enough on climate. And so we were getting attacked. I don't know about you, but I know I was getting attacked for not asking for more. Mm-hmm. And so what we said was, okay, President Biden, if we're going to go through getting attacked in this area, you know, you have to, and because we're supporting your legacy, which is, it's great things in here, absolutely necessary now things, you know, we need some help. So we need to make sure that both of these bills ride together. That's the only way we can do this.
It's not just about roads, bridges, and tunnels.
No.
So the bipartisan infrastructure bill was all about roads, bridges, and tunnels.
Absolutely.
We said we need social infrastructure as well.
Infrastructure.
So we needed universal child care.
Yes.
Universal pre-K, paid leave, investments, historic investments in affordable housing.
Absolutely.
Climate justice.
Yeah. Well, so we finally decided, okay, President Biden said, I need my legacy. Yeah. So we're going to keep these together, fight to keep these bills together. Right. And so we did. So then months passed, and then all of a sudden.
We held the line for months. We were not going to take a vote on infrastructure without Build Back Better.
And so then that that group of senators was formed, Kirsten Sinema, and then there was that bipartisan group of senators. I believe it was bipartisan.
That's right. They had a meeting at the White House.
Yes, and then so much changed out of that. But when those two bills, when it was clear that there were going to be two separate bills, and we had already had those conversations, but when it was clear. Remember, the investment kept going down, down, down. And we were like, no, because we need this investment. We need, like you said, the money. That was more money for lead pipes than what we had.
I think it was 3.9 trillion. Did it start at 3.9 and go down, or did it?
We were at, I thought we were at 10, and then it went down to 6, and then down to 3, then it went down to 1.7, I believe. So it just kept taking the investment down. So the day, all of a sudden, there was this day where. I think
it was a Friday.
Was it a Friday? We came to work, and it was, all of a sudden, we were bringing the infrastructure bill to the floor.
Without Build Back Better.
Without Build Back Better. Without Build Back Better, without knowing when Build Back Better may come up.
That's right.
And so, there was a meeting pulled together with the CPC, with the Congressional Progressive Caucus, and we were in the meeting.
Yeah.
We were in this meeting for hours. Yeah. You could not see what was happening. We didn't have the media. We couldn't see on television what was going on because things were happening so fast.
It was a closed-door meeting.
Yes, closed-door meeting. I remember I left for a little while and went to my office to see what's happening on television, and I saw Joe Manchin talking about, I don't care what happens, I'm not supporting Build Back Better. Like, it's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I went back into the meeting. Hours and hours passed. We're still talking. We're going round and round. President Biden is talking to people in the meeting. And then there's this one point where President Biden called, and the question was asked, who should get on the phone with President Biden? Who should talk to President Biden? And it was it was almost like people turned around. It was like Cori, talk to President Biden. And so I went and it was still on speakerphone, but I went up and spoke to him, and I said, Mr. President, I'm a no. I'm not going to vote for this if we don't have the infrastructure bill, if we don't have Build Back Better being voted on at the same time. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, I need you to do this. And I said, well, I need Build Back Better. And he said, well, I'll get it done. Trust your president. And I said, I just saw Joe Manchin on TV. I just saw him say he's not going to support Build Back Better. Mm-hmm. So why would I do this? And he said, just trust your president. And I said, no. Yeah. I said, St. Louis deserves better. I'm not just trusting the president. So you got to show me.
So hold on. So I'm like my stomach sinks because Cori is talking to the president this way. Like, this is the president of the United States. And we freshman members of Congress. Yeah. What is Cori doing? So that was wild. And then so after this,
I ride for my people.
Yeah, this is crazy. It was wild. So,
liking this video? Then don't just watch. Hit like, share, and subscribe. And tap the bell so you never miss a video or live show. But if you want early access to exclusive content, then you have to head to Zeteo.com and subscribe now. You'll be supporting fearless, independent journalism.
So, President hangs up the phone. And again, the CPC majority seems like they're ready to vote for the infrastructure bill.
Wait. Before we hung up with the president, I said, why are you trying to move 70 members of the Progressive Caucus in this room instead of trying to move the 9 that are the problem? That was That was a mic drop. But I remember that. I remember you said that. I was like, yo. I don't think he said it. He was just like, trust your president.
Trust your president. That's right. So then, but most of the CPC, they was like, Cori crazy. We gonna go with the president. Yeah. Like everybody was ready to vote with the president. So Pramila was ready to call a vote.
Yes.
She's ready to call a vote because she wanted the CPC to be unanimous in this support for this. And right before we're about to vote, Ilhan says, I think we need a quick recess. I got to talk to my team.
No, we did a vote. No, we did the vote.
We did the vote?
We did the vote, and everybody raised their hands. And when it came to me, I did like this.
Uh-huh.
And so then people turned around and started yelling at me saying, you better support the president. And I said,
we did the vote.
No. And
so how do we get the recess?
Because when people started yelling at me, Ilhan was like, "No, wait a minute, now
we need a reset.
We need a recess."
To my team too.
Yes.
And I was like, "Yeah, we're not doing it. We can't. We got to vote no." So we all went to our offices. So Kamala Harris calls me, and she calls me to try to convince me to vote for this bill. And so I'm on. So again, you just talked to the president. Now I'm talking to the vice president, and I'm being super respectful. I'm listening to her arguments, but I'm like, Madam Vice President, I'm still a no on the bill. Like again, we support infrastructure.
Absolutely.
100%.
Wanted the bill.
But this is a moment for the first time in history.
Yes.
For us to have universal child care.
And we did, and we couldn't say when this moment will come back around again.
For us to make the child tax credit permanent, lifting 50% of people out of 50% of children out of poverty, affordable housing, which we're in crisis right now.
Right.
Green infrastructure. Trump wanted drill, right?
Yeah.
So, Madam Vice President, I cannot support that. Leave this on the table and support this infrastructure bill. And so we had a good conversation. We hung up, and then we all convened at Ayana's office, and we confirmed that we was all a no.
Well, wait. Because when we all decided, we walked out of that meeting, though, so it was just, at least I can say that I walked out of that meeting feeling so beat up. Yeah. I remember our teams were outside, the media, everybody. It was just so much happening outside in the hallway.
It was a gaggle.
It was a gaggle. And so I remember, we were like, okay, where are we going? Because we felt like we needed to be together as squad because we were alone. And I just remember it feeling so heavy. Yeah, I remember all of us, heavy. Our staff, now we were into the night.
Yeah,
you know,
it was late night.
It was late night, and we ended up standing there for hours. They kept calling us to come to another group meeting with the leadership. You know, we were still like, no, you bringing both of them together?
Right.
If not, we don't have any talk, any words for you. But you know, what people don't realize is this was grueling over many hours into the late night, and it was only us and our staff.
That's it. Yeah. No, that's a very powerful point. And I wasn't even in Washington. I was home with Melissa, my wife, because she had COVID. Because she had COVID.
Yeah.
So I was home, you know, taking care of her, taking care of the kids, holding it down. But this vote was like so important. Yeah. I flew back to Washington that morning.
And let's be clear, COVID is an issue for you, but wanting to be there.
Yeah, personal my mom.
Yes.
Losing my mom. I've had it multiple times, like COVID. So, you know, so I flew in, and every other people flew in too who weren't there. This was a big vote.
Big vote.
And to your point, we were the only 6 Democrats who decided to vote no on this bill. And we were vilified.
Totally vilified.
Like we were the leading story on every news station in the country.
Unbelievable.
And it wasn't enough to just celebrate they passed the infrastructure bill. They had to vilify us as well.
Yes.
And this goes to the corporate control of Congress.
Yes.
And what makes Congress so corrupt.
Yes.
Because it's big money that makes these decisions for the elected officials.
Yes.
It was the New Dems and their corporate backers who wanted the infrastructure win and wanted to hurt progressives by making sure we couldn't vote on that Build Back Better.
Right.
Period.
A bill that would have really been, I believe, been something that could have been, people would have been able to turn to with this last election to say this happened because of the work that came out of that bill. Even just thinking about childcare, you know, as someone who has had to live that and not have, you know, and just I work to pay childcare. Yeah. When you have a baby that is able, and you're able to send your, you know, have your baby, your toddler go to childcare, go to preschool or daycare.
For free or very affordable.
Yes. That's life-changing for so many. This was to help our seniors. It was just that the investment was so unbelievable, but it was so doable and it was so necessary.
It was right there for us.
It was right there. And and the thing I remember, right before the vote, so my team pulled together a call with the heads of our unions in Missouri, pulled together a meeting with them. We had this call, was pulled together very fast, but the vote was being called on the floor. I am on this Zoom.
That's
real quick.
The other thing. They didn't even wait for our answer.
Yeah, well,
they just
just called the vote.
Yes.
You know, so I'm on trying to get, you know, having this conversation, and I told the union leaders why I was a no vote. They it was unanimous. We understand. Yeah. We would love for you to vote for the infrastructure bill today, even without Build Back Better, but we understand why you're not. So we stand with you, Congresswoman. Do what you have to do, and we will work to make sure that we get this other bill. We'll help. So I walked off of that call confident. Okay, well, St. Louis is with me. The unions are with me. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Went in, made that vote. The next day, like you said, totally vilified. And let me say this to the people of St. Louis. You were lied to. You were duped. Those folks, those union leaders lied and said that I didn't talk with them. They said that I made this decision on my own. All of that is a total lie. And there were people, CBTU, I thank the Coalition of Black Trade Unionists for coming forward saying we were in that meeting and you all are lying. When I make the big decisions like that, St. Louis had to be the center. You know,
but that's how we govern.
Yes, because we're not run. Corporations don't own us.
Yeah, we don't meet with lobbyists.
No,
we don't take meetings with lobbyists. We don't meet with big money. We don't meet with corporations, and that's why we got the respect of the community.
Yes,
and the respect of the people and the respect of the street, and that's why big money and corporate money continued to attack us. And that, to your point, Build Back Better, if we would have passed that bill, fast forward now 2024, Democrats don't have an economic agenda. Right. They don't have an economic plan. If we pass Build Back Better, people got more money in their pockets because they're paying less for housing, they're paying less for child care, there's more job opportunities, they have paid leave opportunities. If we pass that bill, theoretically, we win in 2024 because we have an economic agenda. The infrastructure bill by itself wasn't enough, and we told them that back then. But think about 2024 from this point of view. In our races in 2024, when we were attacked by one of the most powerful lobbies in Congress, AIPAC, they didn't attack us because we fought against the genocide in Gaza, because they know that's a losing issue for them. They attacked us because of the infrastructure. Yeah.
Did you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on notifications. For exclusive content and to support our independent, unfiltered journalism, head over to Zeteo.com. Your support matters.